Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we're in Republique. Now, it is in the shop on sale, but remember, you can get this for global XP, and being that it's a French ship, it can be a little bit trolly. Well, on Repub, it doesn't have the world's best dispersion. The grouping is great, but the dispersion isn't necessarily the best. So once in a while, you get that trolley salvo out of it. This is actually one of the first tier 8 global ships I do believe I got. And it's a good ship. There's nothing wrong with it. Just once in a while, it'll kind of mess you up a little bit when you go to shoot and nothing happens. Now, that being said, I don't know who puts catnip down on the sea cap, but every person in the entire game is going to get hyper-focused on the sea cap but me. I know this sounds crazy, just watch. Also, you can see our carrier is spotting a couple guys over there. Well, I don't have any help. Our battleship is AFK. We're actually going to turn out because this could be a secondary ship, or who knows, maybe the destroyer spawned over here. The destroyer hadn't been spotted yet. So we're not really sure. So we're going to turn out just to be careful here. And with Dunkirk, we have frontal fire. So we can switch our shell types really, really quickly, obviously. Flounder over here, as you can see, pops out. We switch to HE. Why is that? Because we want to wreck all our secondaries. As you can see here, we hit them with our HE and we shatter. I don't know. We wreck probably 300 secondaries. And he's going to actually play this a little bit smart and put up the other side. So again, even though he's giving us a little bit of a broadside here, we shoot HE and wreck another 3,000 of his secondaries. And then we are going to, obviously, when we get the opportunity, switch to AP. But we've done a decent little chunk on him, health-wise. And now we have a double fire. Now, I am actually going to put this double fire out just on the sole fact I want to keep this Cherbourg shooting, because we overmatch it. As we take a shot at it and hit absolutely 0 shells. And those are the salvos I'm talking about, that sometimes with French ships drive you nuts, and there's not much you can do about it. So he's been shooting at me. He's going to get a couple decent shots in it. But remember, I shoot back, and that's going to hurt a little bit. With no citadels, Cherbourg, absolutely, we almost take half his health on that. And I was really, to be honest with you, I was going to hope doing this damage con kept him shooting, but he wises up after he gets slapped and quit shooting his guns off. Alright. So, was really hoping that we could keep him baited with, the damage con. Doesn't seem to work. Our battleship is actually, that was AFK, is now behind the carrier. And is going to remain there for a while, actually. As we do speed up, as we turn around, and we're going to go ahead. And I love this flank on Sleeping Giant. There's some really cool stuff that can happen in here. This match going to be a little bit different. It actually caught me off guard, and I got a little bit out of place because of that. I'm not used to everybody in the... Well, I shouldn't say that. It does happen. But everybody in the entire game worried about the sea flank. You see Flounder just quit giving a crap about me, and same with the French. What, I don't even remember what it was. A French destroyer or cruiser. They don't even care about me anymore. Like, they're just all they're hyper focused on is sea. Oh, it's Cherbourg, right? They're only focused on the other side of the map. Like, what is going on? And to be honest, one of them salvos right there, we hit one shell at 11 kilometers. And that will happen in some of the French ships. But most of the time, you're going to get not trolley salvos out of them. We switch our shell types to shoot AP. We show that island who is absolute boss. And we hit 2 of our shells that do manage to get through. Now, you would think, at this point in the entire match, that this Cherbourg would maybe pay attention to me, right? We've already hit him a couple of times pretty decent. And he's just sitting here. Newsflash, he's not going to pay attention to me. And that makes my life a whole lot easier because I want this cap to help our team with points. And as you can see, there's a champagne with a witherer. Holy moly. That's crazy. But anyway, we're going to pop Cherbourg, get rid of him the rest of the way. And now we want to lose or take a shot at Michelangelo. Now, I don't know how this Palmerin loses that fight, but that's on him, man. Not that Michelangelo's a bad ship. In fact, it's one of the better close-in ships. But in my opinion, Palmerin and Carl Johan, while they're not good at middle range or out at long range, they're awful, in fact. They are very good close in. And I don't know how you lose that fight. I guess I wasn't paying attention, but definitely shouldn't lose that fight. Now, that being said, outside of this flank dodging into A to try to take it right away, nobody's cared about this flank besides me. None. I want this cap, and to be honest, we're going to try to get rid of Michelangelo. I thought my front gun would get over it, but we don't, and we show that island who's boss yet again. It didn't learn its lesson the first time. Michelangelo, though, is going to go down here, and again, nobody's paying attention to the A cap. Clearly, I am capping A. Nobody has any idea what's going on. We're going to go ahead, just keep capping it, and at the same time, help our team getting good crossfires. Now, when you get into this A cap on Sleeping Giant, obviously, we had a lot of a match trying to get back as we absolutely slapped DeGrosso with no citadels. That's a pretty good salvo. When you get into A cap, you can be very obnoxious. But one thing is about to change. A carrier is going to be paying attention to us as we take the broadside of a main. And somehow, I don't know how, we don't citadel them, but we don't. Alright? And we're going to continue to back up here. I really want to help the middle of the map because our whole team is just hyper-focused on C. But you're going to see here in a second, the carrier is going to realize I'm actually a problem. And it's going to be a little bit rough sailing. But if I could have got a decent shot on this main, like, I don't know what was with Repub in this game. But them shells did not land where I wanted them to, clearly. And that main, that should have been an easy 100k between 2 salvos. Or 80 at least, right? But we don't get it, and somebody hits him pretty good with torps. And you can see here, now that he's angled, it's a little bit harder, and Repub is still not necessarily agreeing with me. And to be fair, he had quite the pretty looking salvo, but he aimed at my belt line, and I'm angled way too far for them shenanigans. Again, main starting to a little bit get into a bad position here as we start to have a better result. And like I said, I really thought this main was going to get murdered much quicker so I could help with the other part of the match. But sometimes it happens and sometimes it don't. And this carrier needs to leave me the heck alone. Alright? We didn't have any planes shot down. And the only person that cares about me is the carrier. Which is a problem because he's the one person I can't do anything about right now. So, really quickly, we're going to speed up since there's nobody over here because everybody went to C. We have to push up. And the carrier's still coming after me. I'm doing my best to dodge him. That's the one thing. This could have been a pretty great game except for everybody went to the other side of the map. As you can see, the carrier just having just a ton of fun. Also, our entire team is at C, and they didn't even capture it. that's the other crazy thing. That battleship that we had, as we're gonna finish off the Wither Champagne here. That battleship that left us on our flank drove all the way to the other side of the map just to sit behind the carrier and an island. And he's gonna be alive this entire match, 15 minutes, and he's gonna be bottom of the leaderboard. So it kind of just tells you. I just don't know how you sit there the entire match and not get a cap with like the entire team over there. It happens though. We had to do what we had to do just to win the match. And while it doesn't look pretty, right? It was only like 150K. We really did help get rid of the middle of the map after we won our side, and we took the A cap, and we ended up with a solid 3K base game. Holding our own without any help. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time, folks.